So to the men's version of the lightweight quadruple sculls. I wonder whether the Italian men can do what proved beyond Australia's women a few moments ago.
Attention.
And interesting as they go off, Dan, that little bit of breeze that we had earlier on seems to have settled down for the moment, and the regatta course pretty even and calm.
Looks like it, and that won't bother the Italian quad, who are really pretty superb as an outfit. But how difficult for them, because there they are, terrific scullers in their own right, but they've got Luini and Pettinari up in the Olympic event, the double scull, the lightweight double scull, who are pretty well invincible. And so they can't really see their way. There's a glass ceiling, if you like, for them. But look, already they're showing out in front. They've got a quarter of a length, and they will be hoping to inherit when Luini and Pettinari retire finally.
Well, all they can do is to do what Stefano Basilini did in the men's lightweight single sculls, which is to win their race, and then all they can do is hope that things move their way. But they are the outstanding crew. They are the favourites to take this. But it'll be interesting to see who can chase them home here.
Yeah, they are good. Look, you see them sitting down low in the boat there, driving back hard with the legs. They really don't bounce the boat at all. They're high rating, and they like to take it off, get into the lead, and then look back at the field. But they are moving. They've moved out 3/4 of a length already on the crew in lane 4, Germany.
Yeah, and just you can see the bow of Australia there, just about in 3rd place. That's really a crew of under 23 men who are just beginning to make their senior debut.
Australia always well drilled. Look, I mean, they just really do row well. They spend a lot of time in the boat getting that discipline right. But look how well together Italy are. They are so well together. It's just like completely tied together, those sculls. Nothing out of place. And they just keep driving on and moving away from the field. It's pretty immaculate sculling.
It is, and it's given them a commanding advantage already. And of course, Dan, when you achieve this sort of lead so early on in the race, what it does allow you to do is not completely relaxed, but it does take the pressure off.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I mean, you can look back on everybody, and they've just, you've laid it down. They've just got to come back and do it. It's very unlike athletics, where the front runner very often gets caught because you can tuck in behind and track the guy in front. But here, you want to see the field, and they are just still going away and away. Interestingly, here Spain, who were last year's silver medalists, they were beaten in the semi-final. The British quad, who were 4th last year in 2002, they all went into the British 8. So you've lost a couple of quite good crews from last year, but my goodness, look at this Italian quad, just opening up more and more.
And when you're in this sort of situation, Dan, can you, in sort of athletic terms, can you have a breather?
You can feel relaxed, and you can actually row well. And when you relax and row well, that's actually what makes the boat go faster and faster. So it all works together. I think the key in any racing is to know how to relax under pressure, how to keep your form under pressure, not to shorten up, not to panic. Getting out in front means you can do all of those things without the pressure of trying to keep your nose in front.
Now the Dutch and the Germans and the Australians, for them now, do they accept the fact that the Italians have gone and changed their race plan to go for silver?
I think so. I mean, the race between them will push them back onto the Italians, if anything at all. But in the final, there's no one's playing their cards close to their chest here. In the final, everybody's going for broke. They are all going as fast as they can go, and certainly Germany will not have gone off the first 500 meters hoping to be in 2nd place, a length and a half down on Italy. They would have been going out to match Italy.
Yeah, Jens Wittwer, he's facing you now in the stroke seat. He was in the crew last year, but he's got 3 new men behind him. Niels Ipsen, and then Matthias schoemann-finck and Jörg Lenig in the bow of that German lightweight 4. But as you can see, it must be, a length and a half?
A length and a half, and then a length and a quarter clear of Australia. So Germany looked to be safe sitting in that 2nd position there. Australia slipped a little bit further back there, but beginning to move. They've just regained an overlap, Australia. Heads up, they're moving quite well, and their boat runs well. It runs well. There's no dip there at all.
500 metres to go, and it looks a little like an Indian file race here. Going across in 4th place there. You can see the United States ahead of the Dutch and the Swiss, but it's really a race of 2 halves. 3 up there in solid medal positions, and the rest just trying to get the best finish they possibly can. And the Italians are just so much in command here now. The Australians trying to raise their game to challenge Germany for the silver medal, and it's interesting to see, Dan, that they are beginning to make some inroads into that German advantage.
Yeah, but the Italians there completely supreme. But to watch those Australians, the Australians on top of the picture there, they've got back to about half a length. They could well run out of river, but they're moving all the time, and Germany just beginning to flail a little bit. Germany shortening up. Their fight to try and get back on terms with the Italians has probably cost them dear. And Australia are moving. Australia really are picking it up every single stroke. Germany beginning to raise their blades too high off the water, missing water, not connecting there at the full stroke, whereas Australia are really digging deep and they are moving on them.
Yeah, Sam Belts, Shane Broad, Michael McBride and Dion Birtwistle. Those are the 4 men in that Australian boat, and they're now just about level and going through. They've gone through into the silver medal position. Just 4 more strokes have taken them into their lead, but for Manucci, Moncada, Gilardoni and Federici, it's going to be another World Championship title. They've led right from the beginning. The Australians really finishing with a flourish. The Italians easing off, but it is Italy gold, Australia silver, Germany bronze, and then after that the Dutch, the Swiss and the Americans. And so it's 8 victories in 14 editions for the Italians in the men's lightweight quadruple sculls.
I think there's a lot to be said for keeping a crew together. The Italians tend, although during the winter and in early regattas they do break their people around a little bit, they do bring them back together again for the big championships. And keeping a crew together like that, I think, really does pay off in the end. It allows them to settle into a boat